Ring players. That's just a cool two-headed dragon. Used to be five-headed though. I remember this fight being very difficult for me. It's been a month and a half. You know what? Scratch that. We'll do that on Monday. All right. So where were we? Placidusax. Yeah, he was kind of difficult. I don't want to say kind of. It definitely took me multiple hours. Not as long as Melania did, but it definitely took me a while. Typically, when I come to fight him, I'm pretty strong. I'd say I fight him way later than I'm supposed to. Or I'll fight him with a pretty strong item or a technique, some sort of incantation that does lots of damage to a group. I don't know, something like that. But this time I was fighting him with a purpose. I was still on the journey to disconnect the frenzied flame. So I fought him right after I fought Melania, and I already was kind of underleveled for Melania. So, you know, it didn't go too well. But it's okay. I got it done. It was all for the purpose of my little brother. Because he wanted to see how the story would go. Man, it's Monday already. You know, recording these videos have actually made my days feel a lot longer. I feel like you kind of get caught up in doing the same thing over and over again, and once the schedule builds in your mind, you just... time passes a lot faster. But nah, because now I have to think about the time of the day it is, try and set time to record, then set time to edit, because it's hard to record. It's harder to record than it is to edit, so you kind of have to really make sure you're making time to record, because, you know, I can be on a Discord call and edit, I can watch a Zoom class and edit, I can do all that stuff, but I can't be on a Discord call and record at the same time. I also can't, you know, even really play the game and record at the same time. I have to be either recording the game I'm playing or just recording audio. So that was one of the biggest, I guess, things I had to get used to, was being like, okay, I need to block out time in the day specifically to record audio at least. So I still haven't gotten around to even trying to make my own background music in FL Studio. I will soon though. I just haven't really put any time towards learning to produce music. I have a friend who's pretty good at it though. I'll have to ask him for pointers. I also got a new chair yesterday. And while it was not solely for the purposes of recording, it's less noisy. It doesn't make as much noise, even though it just creaked earlier. It doesn't make as much noise. I can turn around in it, you know, quietly. I can even lean back in it, so I can kick back and relax. You know, my equipment is upgrading slowly but surely. I'm getting there. I'll be on Markiplier's level within a couple months. Just you wait. You probably could barely hear me because I was so far back from the mic. Just pretend I said something really funny and laugh. Yeah. I know. Alright, you can stop now. You know, I think I'm gonna upload 2 videos today. I don't have school today, and while I do have a test on Wednesday, I can, you know, intermittently jump between recording another video, editing another video, and studying. So, I think I will. You know, no promises though. It may just end up turning into Wednesday's video, but I think the more and more I'm editing, the quicker and quicker it gets. I'm also trying to learn to find a nice balance between a bunch of jump cuts and, you know, a long continuous clip. I don't have an audio audience to really gauge off of yet, but I'm trying to make sure that there's not just long, boring bits of gameplay, because at that point, why wouldn't you just play the game yourself? But I also don't like the idea of it being a YouTube short style clip where it's just a bunch of highlights of the game that last 5 seconds and then the video's over. So I'm still trying to get that piece together. It doesn't really help that I have so much footage and audio to go through. After I watched it for a while and rewatched the same clips over and over again, I get the feeling like, yeah, this is boring. Like, nobody wants to watch all this. But who knows? I think I'm going to try and stop cutting as much this week. I'm going to try and let the clips kind of speak for themselves, because my main goal isn't really just to be entertaining. I also kind of want to be relaxing. So I feel like there's a difference between someone jumping in your face, hitting you with the YouTube, sup YouTube, that kind of thing, high energy stuff, and what I want to be. So we're working a few kinks out, trying to figure some stuff out, but Also, I've noticed my nose keeps sounding stuffed. You know what? I'm gonna go get my nasal spray. Okay, I've got it. Or the Vicks inhaler. Every time I listen back to a video after I'm done editing it and I'm like not as desensitized to my voice, I'm like, dang, my nose sounds stuffed. I don't know why. Maybe it's just that I have a nasally voice to begin with, but I really don't know. Multiple people have told me I have a relaxing voice in general, so I don't expect to have a Morgan Freeman voice, but I didn't expect to have like a, sound like I was Squidward on a sick day. And it's not a huge thing to me, like not a big deal, but I do understand that, especially for no face cam videos, a voice is really like a big part of how people perceive you, and I think that even with the, terribly trashy, crappy, whatever voice, you can do just fine on YouTube. Not that I think anybody has that kind of voice, but I do think that a nice voice helps. Whether it's a, deep, soothing voice, whether it's a high energy, exciting voice, a funny voice, any kind of voice, For a while I thought to, maybe up my energy, maybe try to come at it loud and bam, bam, be more exciting, but I don't think I'd be able to pull that off for more than 10 minutes. I don't think I'd be able to try and pretend that I'm so excited that because even in real life, when I'm excited to that level, I don't talk like that. I might talk faster or have a big smile on my face, but I definitely do not, raise my voice, talk super loud, punching with energy. And maybe that's something I'll work on. It'll get better with time, but as for right now, we're going to stick with the chill Bill voice. I'm also trying to think of things that I want to put in the videos that are more than just gameplay. Things are probably just going to be focused on gameplay for the most part, but I also don't want things to just be, me talking and playing the game. Well, I don't think I can come up with some new niche that I'll fill. The market is too saturated for that. There's no niche for me to fill, and I'm not creative enough to, blast through with the new one. I do want to just combine all of the things that I know and traits that I have to be as unique as I can be. That's how I feel everybody on YouTube should operate. I think that no matter how good I am at a game, how well I can tell a joke, even like how well I can sing, how well I can cook, there's always somebody who's just as good, and if not, probably better. So it'll be difficult for anybody to really be like, oh, watch me because I'm the best. Because if only the best succeeded, then really you'd only be, there'd only be like 10 YouTube channels ever. And that's just in life. You as a person are made of millions and millions and millions of different traits, different qualities, different personality traits, whatever. But there's more than likely someone out there with, if not exactly the same, 90% of the same traits that you have. But it's the proportion of traits that you have that kind of thing. The way that you use them, all those different. But it's the proportion of traits that you have, the way that you use them, the way that you've interacted with your life experiences. Those kind of things are what make you unique. And those are the things that you should show if you plan on being a YouTuber. And that's the things I plan on showing. You know what? I just thought of something. So, I mentioned being in a car accident on Friday. Let me show you what happened. So, I'm at a gas station, right? The parking spaces are up here. The gas is over here. The door is over here. I'm right here. And there's a coffee shop over here. So, I drive into the parking lot of the gas station. I come in. There's a truck facing away from the parking spot about to leave, but it's waiting for this big old blue semi to drive past. So me, I'm like, cool. I go behind that truck and go to park, but boom, surprise, that truck wasn't waiting. It was actually getting ready to back up. However, I had already made my way decently behind it before that. I had almost escaped, but it started to back up and it didn't see me. And trucks have that little black piece of iron that you step on to get to the back of the truck. That thing dug into the side of my car, and because it was kept backing up, even though I kept turning to try to get away, it just kept going and going and going. Ripped through the side of my door, ripped through my back tire, and like snatched the back right of my bumper off. So, it wasn't a great experience, I'll tell you that. It definitely was very frustrating, and I felt very guilty at first, because while I know it wasn't necessarily my fault, I don't want to say necessarily, I know it wasn't my fault. There was no backing up sound from the truck. I couldn't see the reverse lights from where I was at, and I was well within his vision when I started driving. Or I was well within his vision when he started backing up. But it's never nice to be in an accident. And whether it's my fault or not, I still feel sad for the other party because, it sucks. But then this guy spent a whole lot of time trying to tell me, I shouldn't make the claim, and while he personally doesn't care at all, he thinks that I shouldn't make the claim because I wouldn't win. And I kind of believed him for a little bit. Not that I shouldn't make the claim, but that I wouldn't win and that it was really my fault and all that. I don't know. I guess I'm a little gullible sometimes, but yeah, I know it wasn't my fault. Even just talking about it right now, describing the events, I'm pretty sure it wasn't my fault. Oh my gosh, I have to poop real bad. Okay, bathroom break. Alright. I'm back. I don't remember what I was talking about. It's literally been like 30 minutes. Bathroom breaks are long. But hey, when I was younger, my dad used to get really mad at me because he would buy me games and I would beat them in 2 days. I would just sit there and run through the whole game. Not even just it's not like I would 100% the game, but I definitely would beat it while doing side missions and just blast through it. I'd spend the weekend at my dad's, so it's not like I had to worry about school either. So I'll just boom right through it. One time with Infamous 2, one of the greatest games of all time, I had beaten the game twice before he had even come and asked me about it. And then in another week or so, I beat it twice again. I think total I beat that game 8 times or something like that. It's crazy. I love that game a lot. So all that to say, I don't have a problem with full playthroughs. I can do it just fine. Right now, I just record whatever game I'm looking at on my desktop and feel like playing, you know, and then talk behind it and post it. A little more structure the more I do it. I've started to just write down the things that I think of when I'm outside the house, so I can like actually remember what I want to say when I start recording something. But we're still in the beginning stage. I'm trying to make each video better in one way or another. You know, last night I was gonna record a video too. I was gonna try to record a whole bunch this week, but for some reason when I got home from church last night, oh my gosh, I was dead tired. I couldn't do anything. I got home around 9 p.m. and normally I don't sleep until around midnight, maybe 1 a.m. if I'm having fun. That's when I have school the next day, school or work the next day. If not, I'll stay up till 3 and then wake up at 10. But last night, man, I sat down, I started writing this essay for class, and I could not pay attention. I kept drifting like off, like my brain wouldn't work with me. Eventually it got to the point where I just looked at my grade on Canvas, checked to see if the grade would drop too low if I didn't do the assignment, and when I saw it would drop from a B plus to a B, I just went to sleep. Not too happy with it, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not ecstatic with that idea, but yeah, no, it definitely was just, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do anything. I must have been really tired and I don't know why. It was a long week last week, but I had definitely gotten a lot of rest on Saturday. Saturday was just a chill day for me. I got to spend time with my little brothers. They came over and played Sparking Zero and my PlayStation 5, you know. Like a good older brother, I let them play against each other. Had to come in and whoop them a few times, but you know. I think I'm going to cut it here, though. I do actually want to really try and record and upload 2 videos today. Not one at 11:30 p.m. and another at 1:30 a.m. So I do actually really want to try it. So on top of studying and all that, I can't sit here and yap for too long because I've got to save some yap for the other video. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for watching. Remember that you're loved, so you should take care of yourself. I hope you drank some water today. Okay, bye.